Hi there. HBO just announced that they have officially renewed both Game of Thrones spin-off series for more seasons. In and of itself, that's not too surprising. No, the real story here, the bigger significance, is that this announcement also launched a massive marketing campaign by HBO for the Westeros franchise. And this giant promo blitz is specifically promising at least one new season per year. Like I said, the renewal announcements themselves weren't too surprising, though it's encouraging that they're doing them this early. Now, what's more important is the launch of HBO's marketing campaign. Well, this is important on two levels, for HBO and for the viewers. For HBO, it signals just how much they are doubling down on Westeros as a flagship franchise. But on top of that, HBO is taking the right steps to build up interest again with the viewers after a year and a half of inactivity. I mean, guys, things have been asleep since House of the Dragon Season 2 ended. And it's not just that, it's great that they're heavily promoting it again with viewers who might have lost interest over time, but that the specific message they're trying to convey is doing it the right way. That the biggest complaint was the long gaps between content every other year. So the core message of this marketing campaign is stressing you will be getting at least one new season in this franchise for the foreseeable future of the next few years. That good propaganda is short, to the point, and memorable. Good advertising. And the specific wording of the short tagline that they're emphasizing in all these promos is, quote, "One realm, new stories every year." One realm, new stories every year. Just to repeat that this is great. They are doing this entirely the right way. If they hadn't, I would have pleaded with them to do something like this, as opposed to just, hey, let's return to Westeros. No, you need to stress, we're sorry, annual releases from here on out. They said this in interviews, even the heads of HBO, like Francesco Orsi, like Casey Bloys, we have seen what the alternate release schedule is doing. They were copying what Netflix did, waiting for the streaming numbers that never works. And some of these shows are so big that you really can't put them out consistently on an annual schedule, but we make a cinematic universe to alternate shows every other year. And this is great because this is what I have been trying to say as one guy on YouTube for the past year and a half, that things will get better. They have other projects in development. They'll reach a point where they have more than one show alternating. But as one guy, I could never reach the literally millions of people that an official HBO marketing campaign could. Really conveying that, no, we're going to have a cinematic universe from here on out. We will never have a gap of over 12 months again. Like, the longest one they're talking about right now is 10 months. And that's still really good. We haven't had something that good in 10 years. Well, specifically, they made 4 promo posters for each of the new confirmed seasons. So 2 for House of the Dragon, 2 for Dunk and Egg, along with dates showing that they're consistently coming out across the next 3 years through 2028. Well, they also made this short 20-second promo video just for TikTok and stuff, and YouTube Shorts. I don't really use those. 20 seconds, setting the posters to music and splicing in some old trailer footage. That's fine. It's not worth getting into copyright trouble by splicing it into my video here, you understand. It's short, it's not really new footage. You get the same thing from the posters. Like, there was literally one new shot in it, which was of Egg reacting to the Dornish puppet show and going, wow. And you don't get anything from it. It's not like you see new characters, new costumes, or anything. So I'm just posting a still image of that here. That's all it is. I will link it because it's fun. Going down the list of specific announcements, HBO stated that they renewed A Night of the Seven Kingdoms for a second season. The premiere of Season 1 is in only 2 months. It's close. It's January 18th. And we heard they really like how it came out, so renewal was just a formality. Still, for the past month, people have been getting anxious, and we kept having to deal with the asterisk. Well, it's not technically renewed yet, and so many people worried, oh no, they're delaying it, it must be bad, even though they've consistently said we delayed it for scheduling reasons, so it will sync up. And you can see now in the chart here, they delayed it so it syncs up with all the other seasons and will consistently come out every January 3 years in a row. And I understood that even when it happened. When they announced it, oh, okay, well, it's worth waiting for, get it right. That all that worrying is that, yes, they have renewed. We don't have to keep talking about that. They have openly said we are going to film seasons 2 and 3 back to back. I think season 2 might even start filming in January. Season 3 a bit later, but we're going to hear about that soon enough. Well, one issue, which I wish the press release had done, but I don't really mind, is it doesn't mention an official double renewal through season 3 yet. But again, they've openly talked about doing that. And maybe it's because, well, it's getting really far ahead of ourselves to do a double renewal. They don't normally do that, but they've openly said that they're going to be scheduling, filming things. You will hear about that soon enough. So I had to, make up my own imitation title card here, but keep in mind that what they're saying is that 2028 will actually be a lot like 2026, that in the even-numbered years, we get a Dunk and Egg show in January that runs through February, then only a 4-month gap, and then House of the Dragon in summer. That Dunk and Egg is the appetizer to the entree that is House of the Dragon in a given year. So that's unstated, but I'm expecting that. A bit more interesting, though, because it's not that unusual to greenlight something next season 2 months before the premiere. Bit more interesting is that they used the opportunity to also announce that they have officially greenlit House of the Dragon through season 4. Unlike Dunk and Egg, their upcoming season is half a year away. That half a year before season 3, they're saying we've renewed through season 4, is very encouraging. It shows their faith in the show. That it shows their faith in the series. That, I know it's weird how there's, the clickbaiters out there, not many, but those who, it's disturbing just knowing they exist. The people who live in a bubble of their own echo chamber online, who are the fringe crazies claiming this show is going to get yanked off the air for being woke. And guys, you could Google the viewership numbers. They're stable. They're better than a lot of other shows. It's not going to be suddenly canceled. I mean, the really extreme ones, even if you don't like it, that they're not going to do that. And I try to think that most of them probably don't believe what they're saying, that they're doing it for attention, the trolls and stuff. Do some of them eventually believe their own lies and build it up to, oh, well, of course, were there people genuinely surprised that it just got renewed through season 4? I think most of them are just hating on it, but some of them, it's, even shows I have hated, I never doubted when I looked, oh, the viewership is good, that they'd keep making them. Because that's reality on the ground, because it's a business, whether you like it or not. So that's just silliness. Well, HBO announced that season 4 will come in 2028. No surprise there that we've established it takes about a 2-year turnaround on making a show this big, so that's not slow or anything. That's as to be expected for something like that. And the point is, get a Dunk and Egg show to air in between that to break up the cycle. The one thing is, in the odd-numbered years, in 2027, we will not have a House of the Dragon actively airing season. We will have a Dunk and Egg at the start of the year. But I'm not too worried in terms of activity, because first, a 10-month turnaround isn't that bad. That, it was 9-month turnaround between the height of Game of Thrones seasons 1 through 6. But as soon as Dunk and Egg ends in February, by April and then through September, the fan channels like me, we're going to be covering all of the filming news on season 4. Because that pretty much ate up my whole summer now. Dunk and Egg is a smaller scale show. It doesn't really generate filming news, spy photos, versus all the activity we had pouring over season 3 filming. We're going to be doing that then, but there'll be a boost to interest because it's coming off of all of our reporting on an actively releasing Dunk and Egg season. We'll launch into, we have filming to talk about. as opposed to winter when there's absolutely nothing. It'll be right into spring filming. And then by the time it does wrap up by October, that'll be just in time for the teaser trailers for Dunk and Egg Season 3. So I'm not too worried about that. We'll actually probably be able to catch up on a lot of things then. That might be oversaturation, have too much too fast, but in the even-numbered years, we're going to have 2 shows. Odd-numbered years, 1, for at least the next 3 years. They only put this through the end of 2028, which, fair enough, 3 years out is a pretty good projection for a company franchise.